Okay, and that is page 1. I'm going to go off page here for a bit, for a second here, if my phone will cooperate. Next up, I'd like to introduce Diana Estell.
Okay.
Diana has been writing since she was 7 years old. She is an avid reader. Her favorite book is Dracula by Bram Stoker.
Dracula.
She enjoys reading fantasy, science fiction, historical, and biographical books. Diana is traditionally published. Her first book, Abyss of the Fallen, is now on shelves at Barnes & Noble. A movie deal is in the works. Dreams do come true. She will be reading a fantasy piece called The American Nightmare.
Yes.
Diana.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, I have stuffed animals, but I must say mine's a little Dracula and a little Wednesday. So, they're mine. Yeah. I took that on the plane. That was fun. Okay. So, The American Nightmare. Did I want the typical American dream? Sure did. What's wrong with wanting to own a home right down to the white picket fence? To start a family, have great neighbors to become, to have great neighbors to borrow a cup of sugar or the occasional egg. To have a stable job or perhaps to own a business. So tell me, what's wrong with that? Isn't America the new Eden? A promised land of beauty, unlimited resources, and endless possibilities. The independent, self-reliant individual where everything is possible, progress is good. All of us can expect life to keep getting better and better. Be the person that pulls yourself up by the bootstraps. Be the person who keeps up with the Joneses. Remember, success is the best revenge, isn't it? You can do anything you put your mind to, or isn't success, it's earned. My name is Arthur Franklin, and most of that, if not all of that, is pure crap. But like everyone, I started life with high hopes. My promised land, a high-powered, prestigious job, and married. My Eden, my swanky office is inside a high-rise building, a significant but modest single-family home in the suburbs with a white picket fence, plenty of room for our 2.5 children and a dog. How did I achieve all this? I pulled myself up by the bootstraps, taking on various crummy jobs to pay for college. Unfortunately, my parents didn't get their share of the American pie. After college and landing the perfect job, I wanted more. So I looked to the Joneses for inspiration, who happened to live next door. After borrowing a few scoops of sugar and eggs, we were best friends, chums for life. Revenge is the best tonic to cover, omit, forget, or obliterate the past of being voted the least likely to succeed. I could do anything I set my mind to, and I earned my success. Eat that, East High. Life was good until it wasn't. Then, years later, the Joneses took us to court over a lawnmower mishap. If you acquired a sentimental plant from your granny, wouldn't you have planted it inside the fence? The Joneses sold their house and moved away somewhere. One thing they didn't get in court was our memories. Those are buried in a deep hole along with some lawnmower parts and covered with dirt. A year later, one of Granny's plants began to bloom. Eat that, Joneses. My one stable job became unstable. The corporation I worked for downsized, which dropped my size significantly. My wife decided that this was her cue to leave, so the 2.5 children and dog went with her. She couldn't take the insecurity. Later, she married a millionaire, and her insecurity left. I tried business ventures. I tried different business ventures. Fry a Walk, a restaurant that sizzled and burned to the ground. I now have limited resources and ending possibilities. Unfortunately, my deck of cards didn't hold the independent and self-reliant winning hand. Progress is regress. Maybe some of us can expect life to keep getting worse and worse. I sold the big house and moved into a small one across from my old one. A new family moved into the Joneses' house, an odd family. They never mowed their lawns, they never trimmed their hedges, black crepe draped their windows. All family members appear to be in a state of decay, from the youngest to the oldest. One afternoon, the sky turned inky black, and a lightning bolt lit the atmosphere enough to reveal the silhouette of a rail-thin woman. A few strides brought the lady within a few inches of a sickly old bush beside the garage. "We moved in across from your house weeks ago." The lady lifted a black lace veil over her face to reveal long, sleek, shiny raven-colored hair. "My name is Gloria Freakley. What a lovely abode you have." "My name is Arthur Franklin. I used to own the house next to yours." "Well, this turned out to be much better for you." "I don't see how. It needs lots of work. When I can, I'm going to remove that bush." "Nonsense. This house is perfect in its decrepit state. So whatever you do, please don't uproot those lovely plants. How sweet. A nest of worms has made a home there." Arthur eyed Gloria narrowly. "Do visit us in our humble home. We will have you for dinner soon." Then, from out of thin air, Gloria produced 2 measuring cups. "By the way, can I borrow a cup of cyanide and fine lice sugar?" The willies ran up and down Arthur's body, causing him to scratch unseen itches. "Why do you need something like that?" "For pastries, of course." "I don't have that, I'm afraid." An icy current went up and down Arthur's spine. "Pity." Tentacle-looking black fringes spread out from the hem of Gloria's slim-fitting dress. "Are you in mourning, being in black and all?" "What? Why, every day is mourning, and black is such a cheerful color. Wouldn't you agree?" Arthur gave a clipped nod. His knees threatened to quit. Whatever spine he had snapped straight when the tentacles of Gloria's dress fingered the ground as she minced forward. Arthur flinched as Gloria's dainty fingers reached out to touch Arthur's face. Black polish glistened atop coffin-shaped nails. "So you notice it too? That you're too close?" "No, the color of your skin." "What about it?" "No need to be self-conscious, but you should lose that unbecoming glow on your skin and go for a more death-like pallor that only the moon can provide." "The moon? Don't you mean sunbathing?" Gloria narrowed her lashes. "Great shades of Hades, no. Only the moon can bring out the basic attractiveness that you already have in such abundance." In time, Arthur became acquainted with the strange family and carefully ventured to the Freakleys' house. Headless statues, decaying flowerless stems wilted in oversized vases. A coffin adorned the center of the great room. "How sweet. Cousin Gripe makes the best music in the box." "Isn't he dead?" "Au contraire. He is very much alive. At least we think he is. He's not very social." "Gloria, how I adore it when you speak French." Mr. Freakley kissed the arm of his wife. "Darling, we have company." Mr. Freakley held his wife's arm and said, "Please make yourself comfortable in our humble home, or if you need anything, just shriek. This place is—" "Don't run away. Why does everyone run away?" a little girl said. Mr. Freakley intercepted Arthur. "We have such a delightful meal prepared." Arthur shuffled his feet. His brows grew close. His face tightened. "I'm not feeling well. I feel like I've been on pins and needles lately." "Pins and needles? Why, that's the best therapy. We have a bed of nails. You're welcome to use it." "Yeah, well, no, I'm not. I need to go." "Nonsense." How can I escape? Arthur thought. Every scenario seemed to be the worst case. Escape is probably not possible. Death, painful and certain. Out of the family, the uncle had the most anemic colored skin with a touch of jaundice. What does your uncle use on his skin? Arthur asked a little girl in his house, whose skin was darker than the uncle's. A spray on preservative. A what? Oh, to keep young? No, just to keep. Can you punch my doll? I think it would be better to kiss the doll. You're nice but strange. The girl skipped away, her raven pigtails bobbing up and down and singing, flicker, flicker in the night. Oh, that gives me such a fright. I'm going to go get Aristotle. I don't even want to know who or what that is. With much prompting from the family, Arthur stayed for dinner, or would-be dinner. How do you like your yak? The gangly Frankensteinish butler asked. Oh, I brought my food. Arthur shakily uncovered a dish from a bag. See, steak and potatoes. Must be an acquired taste. Mr. Freakley said while taking a bite of what Arthur found out was the eyes of newt. Arthur's stomach pitted into tight coils. Why did you bring your food? The little girl gave a few pats to Aristotle, her pet tarantula on her shoulder. Food allergies. How sweet. I hope that's contagious, Gloria said with a smile. It's not. After the meals, the family threw their dinner daggers into a dartboard. The little girl had the best aim. The Freakleys kept to themselves, or people kept away from them. They had a good grasp on current affairs. Shouldn't people be accepted for who they are? The little girl asked. They should, Arthur replied. The Freakleys believed in progress, being self-reliant, independent in spirit, and living with the belief that everything is possible. They never heard of the bootstrap theory. Knives, scalding hot lava grease, and racks were more to their liking. The Freakleys may not be the ideal neighbors, but they are good ones. I wouldn't say I'm living in the promised land or Eden when you consider having them for neighbors. However, they're probably living more the American dream than we are. Please come back for a visit. Take some of my precious plants to brighten your house, Gloria said. I wouldn't want to take these from you. Besides, I wouldn't know how to care for them. What are they exactly? Only the finest specimens of deadly nightshade and white snakeroot. These plants are well trained. They will love your house. Arthur swept a shaky hand across his forehead before accepting these poisonous plants. Why, Arthur is practically shaking with joy at your generous gifts. We'll bring over our family recipe for lizard heart soon. It's been our family for centuries. Arthur grabbed his stomach. How sweet. Just the thought is making him hungry. Arthur shook his head. Do you think nightmares are the best? The little boy asked. Well, I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. We think they are. They are so gloomy, and they make the best stories. The girl squeezed her headless doll, which she named Mary, Queen of Scots. You may be right. Arthur patted both children on their heads. The American nightmare. Somehow, the spooky family wiggled their way into his heart and offered more normalcy than Arthur ever had. In their weirdness, they were kind, much kinder than, quote, ordinary people. They accepted everyone for who they were, not for what they could do or be.